Hello, my name is Simbarashe Charumbira. Have you ever heard people say, I need to do a cleanse, or I had a detox last year? What do they mean? What does it help anybody to do a cleanse? Well, the songwriter says, troublous times are here, and they are here indeed, filling men's hearts with fear. Freedom we all hold dear now is at stake. Every day of our lives today, people are filled with fear. Could this be the end? What if I die? How about my children, my siblings? What if? And all the troubles that we're facing today inevitably brings the thoughts of the end of days. What if the mark of the beast is enforced today? Would you be ready? What if you are sick and you're on medication? How would you refill your medications if God's people will not be allowed to buy or sell? Many people are sick. These are important questions to ask yourself. Remember, 10 years ago, there was a headline in Time magazine, the big spill in the Gulf of Mexico. It was such a disastrous spill, taking 87 days to contain. After spilling 200 million gallons of crude oil into the Gulf of Mexico, it was such devastating. Many of the marines and animals were affected. A lot of marines died as a result. It was such an ungodly sight. Lots of fish, including clean fish, were deeply affected by the disaster. It certainly was not a good time to be a fisherman in that area at the time. Here's what the newspaper said. Marine mammal researchers concluded that exposure to the oil caused a wide range of adverse health effects, such as reproductive failure and organ damage, and that animals killed by these adverse effects contributed to the largest and longest marine mammal unusual mortality event ever recorded in the Gulf of Mexico, probably ever recorded in the United States. How about the chicken that you eat? As if that were not enough, they too are affected by some chemicals that the farmers inject into them. As a younger man, I always wondered how the broiler chickens would grow so quickly and are ready to eat in just 3 weeks. Here's what Georgetown University blog says. Modern broiler chickens grow 3 times faster than the traditional breeds of chickens, and the fast growth leads to the chicken's health problems. The chicken's bones, joints, and internal organs may face the risk of breakdown. Common diseases include ascites, heart attacks, lung collapse, and leg problems. Obesity is the cause of most of the problems, just like the cause in human beings. When broiler chickens reach 6 weeks old, 90% of them become so obese that they can no longer walk. As a result, it is arbitrary to claim that these chickens have nothing unhealthy in them. In fact, they are suffering from serious health problems. This is from Fact Checking Project on the film Fresh. Food Politics, Georgetown University blog in 2014. How about the antibiotics? They are well known to wipe away the good gut microbiota and thus leave a person vulnerable to diseases. Are you aware that prescription drugs are the fourth killer in the United States? After heart disease, cancer, and all, number 4 is prescription drugs. Not even bad prescriptions, but the good ones from your very doctor. And pesticides, they are on the most number of foods that we eat today. When you pick an apple to eat, it might be laden with a layer of pesticides on top of it. Is it any wonder that we have all these cancers in our society today? Stress is one of the major problems of our society today. Stress is a good thing because it helps you to meet deadlines, it makes you run away from danger. However, when you constantly have stress, it affects your body more than most people realize. It suppresses the immune system. Normal digestion is suspended because the body is trying to have a person cope with immediate danger. Too much cortisol and adrenaline is not good for people. And you have genetically modified foods. When humans think that they can do better or improve on God's creation, the result is always disastrous to the human family. When God created food, He knew what the human body needed. Now, when we change that, we mess all the intertwining natural combinations that the body needs and desires, causing sickness among the human family. Do you know how the food you eat was grown? When you go pick some food at the grocery store or at the market, do you know where it was grown? Do you know how it was stored? Those are good questions to ask. Everything that we have discussed so far affects the gut. When the gut is affected, it is the root source of most diseases. Dr. Kellogg once said that after operating on more than 20,000 people, he had never seen a normal gut. That means we are all sick and we need to clean the gut. The food we eat and the chemicals affects the intestinal lining, removing the good microbiota that runs along the intestinal lining and leaving it bare and susceptible to damage, just like that layer on the lower page there. This is how the villi that line along the inner intestines look like. Nutrients are absorbed by the villi and they sink into the bloodstream below. Then it is taken to the portal vein, which is eventually transferred to the liver. And when there is displacement of good gut microbiota, it causes the intestinal wall to be damaged, which causes leaky gut. This time, when you eat some things and say they have not been adequately chewed, they will fall into the leaks straight into the bloodstream. And because they're not digested, the immune system sees them as foreign to the body and starts fighting. And therefore, you have autoimmunity, inflammation, and many other diseases. And the result of a leaky gut or damaged or gut that is not functioning well is it'll give you fibromyalgia. It'll give you uh, rheumatoid arthritis. It'll give you ADHD, inflammatory bowel disease, depression, multiple sclerosis, lupus, chronic fatigue syndrome, type 1 diabetes, asthma and allergies, Parkinson's disease, schizophrenia and other mental health disorders, dermatitis, acne, and eczema, psoriasis, chronic diseases, chronic kidney disease. Now, when you look at the molecular structure of human blood, which is called hemoglobin, and the blood of plants, which is called chlorophyll, they look similar, except that the central mineral in human blood is iron, and the central one in chlorophyll is magnesium. So when you do juice fasting, you are doing a blood transfusion, just better. The brain is the organ and instrument of the mind and controls the whole body. In order for the other parts of the system to be healthy, the brain must be healthy. And in order for the brain to be healthy, the blood must be pure. If by correct habits of eating and drinking, the blood is kept pure, the brain will be properly nourished, said one of my best authors in the book Medical Ministry, page 291. In other words, the main thing you need is to clean the blood. How do you clean the blood? You do a detox cleanse. Thank you.